Visual flicker stimulation. One of life's least known cheat codes is simply a flashing light. It's called visual flicker stimulation, a light that blinks 3 to 50 times a second, or 3 to 50 hertz. When you watch a light pulsing at that speed, the visual parts of your brain start firing in that same pattern. That synchronization is believed to induce altered states of consciousness and help the brain operate in a more efficient, organized mode. Depending on the frequency, people use it to sharpen focus, shake off brain fog, or feel more awake without downing more coffee. It's a bit like that sharp, clear-headed moment after a great nap, minus the messed up hair. It's also been used to improve memory, and it might even help regulate mood. Researchers first tested it on mice with Alzheimer-like brain changes and saw early signs of enhanced brain activity in memory-related areas and reduced buildup of harmful plaques. Early human studies suggest possible short-term improvements in attention or cognition, but research is preliminary. For now, it's more of a curiosity than a proven treatment, though plenty of biohackers are trying it on themselves. It is absolutely not recommended for anyone who is sensitive to flashing lights or has a history of migraines or seizures. But for most of us, it's generally considered safe when done right. But don't try rigging up some cheap strobe light you have stored in the attic. It won't have the same effect. Carbon dioxide tolerance training. Most people assume better breathing means taking in more air. But breathe too often, and you blow off too much carbon dioxide, which actually makes things worse. Carbon dioxide isn't just a waste product. It's also a signal that tells your red blood cells to release oxygen into your tissues. Too little carbon dioxide, and your body holds onto the oxygen instead of delivering it where it's needed, leaving you lightheaded, tense, or foggy, even though you're technically breathing more. Carbon dioxide tolerance training helps correct that by teaching you to stay comfortable with slightly higher CO2 levels. That keeps your breathing slower and steadier, allowing oxygen to move where it needs to go instead of getting trapped in your bloodstream. It's easy enough to try. Exhale fully, then hold your breath out, resisting the urge to inhale for as long as you comfortably can. Over time, this practice helps your body get used to higher CO2 without panicking. Many people say it helps them stay calmer under pressure, focus better, and avoid that breathless, anxious feeling. Studies suggest it can also boost endurance and improve recovery after physical activity. Just don't test it underwater, behind the wheel, or mid-workout, in case that wasn't already obvious. And if you've got asthma, COPD, or any heart condition, talk to your doctor before adding breath holds to your routine. Peptides. You've probably heard people talk about peptides lately, like they're the fountain of youth everyone suddenly discovered but can't quite explain. They're short chains of amino acids, basically miniature proteins that act as messengers telling your cells what to do. Repair tissue, build muscle, regulate hormones, even trigger better sleep. Biohackers, athletes, and longevity enthusiasts use synthetic versions to heal faster, lose fat, or slow the clock a little. Each one has a different purpose. BPC 157 for recovery, GHKCU for skin and hair, CJC 1295 for growth hormone support, and the list goes on. The problem is, although they might actually work, the results aren't always predictable. That's because peptide regulation is still a little murky. Some are prescription only, some fall into a legal gray area, and others that are sold online have not yet been approved for human use. Quality, purity, and dosage can vary wildly between suppliers. Put simply, your miracle molecule might be pharmaceutical grade, or made in someone's basement. Still, there's real promise here. Animal studies show certain peptides can accelerate wound healing, improve insulin sensitivity, and support lean muscle growth. But there's also tremendous risk. Messing with hormonal pathways or using unverified sources can do a lot more harm than good, especially when precision matters and guidance is scarce. Peptides may represent the future of targeted medicine, tiny molecules with enormous potential. But right now, they live in the gap between research and regulation. Until that gap closes, the smartest move isn't blind faith or fear. It's patience and maybe a little skepticism. Meditation. Everyone swears by meditation, but in reality, few actually stick with it. usually because they're not sure if it's working or they can't keep their mind off what they're having for dinner. The practice sounds simple. Close your eyes, breathe, and quiet your mind. In reality, you'll spend the first few minutes arguing with your own thoughts and wondering if you're doing it wrong. That internal chaos isn't a sign of failure, it's the practice itself. Noticing your mind has wandered and gently bringing it back is exactly what builds the mental muscle meditation promises. Stick with it, and things start to change. People report feeling more focused, grounded, and less likely to snap when the Wi-Fi cuts out. Studies show regular practice can help regulate your breathing, lower blood pressure, and even reshape areas of the brain linked to attention, memory, and emotional control. You can meditate with or without music, or follow a guided session. Even 5 minutes of stillness beats doom scrolling through your feed and ruining the whole day. Vagus nerve stimulation. Deep in your neck, there's a nerve called the vagus nerve that acts as a kind of electrical highway between your brain and your organs. It activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which calms the body, slows heart rate, steadies breathing, and tells your mind it's safe to relax. When it's working well, you feel steady and alert. When it's not, your brain treats every text message like a threat. That's where vagus nerve stimulation comes in. Small wearable devices that send gentle electrical pulses through the skin to activate the nerve and help the body return to a calmer state. People use them for stress relief, sharper focus, and faster recovery after long days or workouts. Some even use them before sleep to help their system wind down. Implanted versions of these devices have been used by doctors for decades to treat epilepsy and severe depression. The new wearable versions are still in the investigational stage, but preliminary studies suggest potential benefits for mood, stress, and heart rate regulation. They're generally considered safe, but they're certainly not for everyone, especially anyone with a pacemaker, implanted medical device, or heart rhythm disorder. It's strange to think calm can come from a surge of electricity, but really, it's just speaking the vagus nerve's own language, a gentle pulse reminding your body how to relax. Sound therapy. The first thing you notice isn't the sound, it's the vibration. A low hum that rolls through the air, then settles somewhere behind your ribs. Singing bowls, tuning forks, gongs, they all work on the same principle, using physical vibration to change how your body feels and how your brain responds. Different tones overlap until they stop feeling separate. The brain follows along, slowing its rhythm, almost as if it's matching tempo with the sound. Breathing evens out. Muscles let go without being asked. It feels like complete relaxation, where you could almost fall asleep but remain present and aware. Once considered fringe, sound therapy is now entering the mainstream, found everywhere from yoga studios and recovery centers to clinical settings and even hospitals. Studies show the sessions can reduce anxiety, steady heart rate, and help people experience deeper rest. But the science is almost beside the point. You don't think about it while you're in it. You just feel the calming air move around you, and it feels like that's all you need. Infrared sauna. Infrared saunas might look like regular saunas, but they work somewhat differently. Instead of heating the air, they use infrared light to warm your body directly. The wavelengths penetrate a few millimeters beneath the skin, heating muscles and tissues from within, meaning you start sweating sooner and at lower ambient temperatures, which feels surprisingly tolerable, though you'll still be dripping at the end. That deeper warmth improves circulation and is believed to activate molecules that help repair cells and reduce inflammation. Some research links regular infrared sessions to better cardiovascular function, faster recovery after exercise, and relief from chronic pain or stiffness. Users also report improved sleep and mood, likely because the body interprets the heat exposure like a mini workout, then relaxes when it cools down. Compared to traditional saunas, infrared versions are easier to handle. Cooler air, gentler heat, same core benefits. Just don't treat it like a competition. Overheating and dehydration can sneak up fast, especially if you're new to it or have heart or blood pressure issues. The goal isn't to prove you can survive the heat. It's to walk out feeling better than when you went in. Cryotherapy. If you're one of those people who can't stand the heat, there's always the deep freeze. Cryotherapy is the icy counterpoint to infrared. You step into a chamber that blasts sub-zero air around your body for 2 or 3 minutes. It's not like winter cold. It's a fast, biting chill that shocks your system before your brain has time to protest. The temperature drops below minus 160 degrees and your skin goes numb. But the rest of you stays perfectly safe, assuming you're wearing the right gear. That shock sends your body into defense mode, pulling blood from your limbs to protect your core. When you step out, everything rushes back. Warm, oxygen-rich blood floods your muscles, leaving that buzzy, tingly, alive-again feeling people swear by. Fans claim it reduces inflammation, speeds muscle recovery, and improves mood through a surge of endorphins. Many people just like the rush, the strange mix of calm and vitality that hits once your body realizes the danger's over. Doctors do not recommend it if you're pregnant, have heart or blood pressure issues, or hate the idea of being locked inside a giant freezer. The rest of us? We're paying someone so we can shiver our butts off, standing there counting down the seconds until the door opens and we can get out. Grounding. Ever notice you think better when you're outside? That's not just the fresh air. That's grounding. Physically putting your toes in the dirt like you're 5 again and no one cares. Some people do it by walking barefoot on grass or sand. Others lie down, swim in natural water, or use grounding mats connected to a grounded outlet indoors. The theory is that your body carries electrical charge all day from screens, wiring, and static buildup, and touching the ground lets those tiny charges even out. It's almost like unplugging yourself for a minute so your system can reset. Supporters say it calms the nervous system, steadies mood, and helps with sleep. Research is pretty thin, just a few small studies suggesting possible reductions in inflammation or cortisol. Still, it's harmless and free, and even if the electrical balance part is up for debate, a few minutes barefoot on grass might be the easiest way to feel a little more grounded without paying for therapy. Full-body vibration platforms. Ever seen those old hotel beds that shook when you dropped in a quarter? Same idea, minus the bad mattress and cigarette smell. A full-body vibration platform is a machine that makes your muscles contract dozens of times per second while you simply stand, squat, or do light exercises on it. Originally developed by NASA to help astronauts maintain muscle and bone density in space, these platforms are now used by people on Earth to boost circulation, improve balance, and even support bone health. They work by creating tiny, rapid muscle contractions that you'd never achieve just standing still. They say it's like a gentle tune-up for your body, helping everything move a little better without breaking a sweat. Research suggests it may improve bone density and can help with mobility and circulation, especially in older adults. Just remember to keep your knees slightly bent, let the platform do the vibrating, and enjoy one of the rare exercises where the machine does most of the work. Keto diet. It's one of those trends that just won't fade. The one that somehow made bacon into a health food. The keto diet cuts carbs low enough so your body switches its fuel source from sugar to fat, a metabolic state called ketosis. People don't just do it to drop weight. Athletes and bodybuilders use it to maintain lean muscle while cutting fat. Others say it keeps their energy steady, sharpens focus, or decreases inflammation. Some just like how it feels to finally have control over cravings instead of the other way around. There's legitimate science behind it. Originally developed in the 1920s to treat epilepsy, keto has since been studied for metabolic and neurological benefits, including improved insulin sensitivity and support for brain health. But it's not magic, and it's definitely not a free pass to eat a pound of cheese and call it self-care. It's also not without risk. Cutting carbs too low can cause nutrient imbalances, dehydration, or the keto flu, where your body rebels. It takes serious discipline to stick with, especially when the bread basket shows up or you're surrounded by people demolishing pizza. But for those who can manage it, keto offers a clean way of eating that helps them feel focused and steady, and definitely one they won't stop talking about. Float tanks. Imagine floating in body temperature salt water so dense you can't sink, surrounded by complete darkness and silence. Float tanks are designed to help your nervous system go offline for a while. Originally used in sensory deprivation studies in the 1950s, They've since found new life as a modern tool for deep relaxation. With the world turned off, your brain shifts from high alert to complete rest. Stress hormones drop, muscle tension eases, and some people even drift into half-dream, half-meditative states that makes an hour feel like 10 minutes. Users say it sharpens focus, boosts creativity, and helps them sleep better. While the effects are usually modest and vary greatly between individuals, research has shown measurable reductions in cortisol and anxiety after floating sessions. Meanwhile, some just like the quiet. No phone, no light, no group chat blowing up. If you're claustrophobic or afraid of the dark, you may want to skip it, or you'll spend the whole hour wondering if someone forgot and left you in there. But for many, it's a rare chance to shut their mind off and feel absolutely nothing at all. Call them hacks, call them science, call them placebos with better branding. They're all just experiments in feeling better.